Okay, so I'm going to talk about the Audacity program. Here it is. Here's my Audacity program. And in this case, I'm actually going to talk about listening to a recording that you already made. So I come up to here and click on File, and then come down to Open, and then you have to search for your file. Mine just happens to be here, very easy to find. And this here you can see is an MP3 file. Some of you would have recorded using the electronic recording device and saved the files as MP3 files. So I click on here, I've selected the file, and then I'm opening it. And the bigger the file, the longer it takes to open. And what is happening is the Audacity program is putting the MP3 looking very carefully at the MP3 and dividing up the different sounds that are on the MP3. In this case, because it's about 15 minutes, I have to wait quite a few seconds for it to come on. And I guess the slower your computer, the longer this will take. Okay, now hopefully after a while you'll see your MP3, and I would like to bring some attention to a few items here. First of all, the upper one is actually, you can see, is my voice, and these are actually questions here, and then you can see the interviewee's voice down here, hopefully speaking far more than I was. Alright, and then I'd like to show you down the bottom here this sliding bar here, which can move the whole recording to the left or to the right, like that. Alright, so the first feature that I'm going to introduce you to is the zoom button. This is the zoom button here, and if you notice up the top here there is numbers, and these numbers represent time on the recording. So if I select on zoom and come near the beginning, and you can see a little cross on the magnifying glass. And then press the left mouse button and zoom in. Press it again and zoom in some more. And you can see it's changed. And this is, if you look again at the top, instead of there being like 10 minutes at the top there, you can actually see this is 15 seconds, 30 seconds, 45 seconds. This means that you're looking at a far more smaller sample. So I'm looking down the bottom here at the slider bar and moving that to the left, so I'm at the beginning, and here is 0. Okay, now you could just press play and listen to the whole text, but as we know, you actually want to be able to listen to some part of it over and over again. To do this, go up to this button here on the left called the selection tool, left click the mouse, and then you can see this kind of black eye. It changes back to an hour if I go somewhere else on the program, but inside the recording part it's a black eye. Now if I want to go from here to listen to this part from here to here, I left click the mouse and drag the mouse across to the right, and then I have a darker grey selection here. So when I press play, I will be able to hear this selection. Okay, and then when I'm ready, I press stop, and then the whole thing stops. Now, if you want to listen to this part over and over again, then go over to the play button and press Shift on your keyboard, and you'll see that the play button has changed the symbol on there. I'm holding down Shift with my on the keyboard, and then I left click that with my mouse button. And what you'll see is that it will play through the recording. So I'm desperately typing down what I'm hearing, and then it will automatically start itself again. Okay. Sometimes if you're writing and you write a little bit, you can press pause. But if you want to play it again, just press pause again. Don't try and press play. So pause, pause again, pause again. And then when you're ready and you finish with that one, then click on stop. Now what I found is you can't move the slider back a little bit. It doesn't want to go back just by itself. You have to go right to the beginning or right to the end. Okay, so one more time about the selection. I come up here, I choose the selection tool, and then I left click and drag the selection that I want, the part of speech I want to listen to. Now if it's a bit difficult to understand what the person's saying, it is possible to slow that speech down. Right, so to slow it down, once you have a grey, dark grey selection like this, go up to Effect up here, and then go down and choose Change Speed. And then here I found up to about 18, move that to the left to about -18. Between -16 and -18 seems okay. And then you can click on Preview.
Well, tell me about what you do and where you're from.
And that has slowed it down. Yeah. And then you can click OK, and that will slow the whole of that section, whole of this section down, and you'll be able to listen to this slowly. And then it automatically jumps back like this. I didn't do anything; it jumped back like that by itself. So I'll need to zoom in again, and to zoom in, I click the zoom button like that. Come over near where I want to zoom in. Click on zoom, and it's gone over to the left there. So I come down and move the slider across, and then continue to zoom. And that's my selection there, and I can listen to that slowly. If you want to zoom out, press the shift, have this tool and press the shift button, and you'll see that it changes to a minus, and that will help you to zoom out like that. Okay, well, I hope that's a help. Alright, and next I'm going to finally talk about saving it. Now whatever work you do in here, unless you save the file as an MP3 file, then the original file that you opened will not be changed. So if I click up here, I'll show you. Now I've got some few options here. I've got Save Project, I've got Save Project As, and I've got Export as an MP3. Some people might not have this. Some people might not have these ones. Some other people have the portable version of Audacity. Maybe they don't have this. But if I click on Save Project, then you'll see here that this is an AUP file, which is not an MP3 file. And if you save it as an AUP file, the original MP3 will not be changed. But what will be changed is any slowing down or speeding up or zooming that you did in this new file. And then you simply can click on Save. But remember that the file, if you do it that way, the file that you were using, the MP3 file, remains unchanged. Okay, I hope that that's a help. Thank you very much.